What's up fam, Rahim here and welcome to another episode. Today is gonna be a special one because we are gonna be doing an unboxing unveiling of DJI's latest drone, which is the DJI Avata. Avata, doesn't matter, tomato. But this is not gonna be a thorough, in-depth, everything you need to know episode because I just got this drone delivered and we are like a few hours away from the DJI official release about this drone. So funny thing here is that there's actually a DJI event happening tomorrow. Subscribe so you don't miss that episode. And so I was chatting with DJI to confirm some details about it, and of course the opportunist me just like, DJI, do you have a sample of this new drone? Well, DJI put through. Oh, it has arrived. Abang, thank you very much. Abang, hold on bang. Thank you very much. Okay, hey bang, you also ride safe. And there you go, the new drone, and also they sent me the DJI Goggles 2 to try out. Awesome. So I'm very excited about this product because DJI finally came out with their own indoor FPV whoop, and about time. They have all kinds of camera drones and the DJI FPV was their first FPV consumer drone. So that drone was primarily an outdoor drone. So what's left was a drone meant for indoor close proximity flights. So what we already know is that it's a ducted whoop with propeller guards all around. Its camera has the same 1/17" sensor as the Mini 3. It has about an 18-minute flight time and it comes with various combos of either you get just the drone itself with the DJI Goggles 2 or the Goggles V2. And also the motion controller. So that's gonna be kind of confusing, right? Especially for existing guys with already the Goggles V2. And the thing here, initially it did not come with manual mode, but we have seen it being paired with the DJI FPV controller, and so that should also be able to unlock its manual mode. Its camera is stabilized on a single axis gimbal, and I speculated there was something that DJI did not mention to us about the camera mounting. Okay, I spoke about that in the previous episode. Okay, let's unbox this and let's have a look at it. Some ASMR maybe. Okay, I'll just show you the box before I open it up or accidentally tear it. Some details of what's included in the box. Yeah, you got your drone, your battery, your adapter, your USB-C charging cable, spare props, the screwdriver, but you show here, the picture here is of an Allen key, right? And of course the manual. Okay, some regulations and details. You wanna know more, click in the link in the description. Here's the one thing that caught my attention is that the battery that runs this drone has a power output of 14.76 volts. So in drone theory, by the number of cells, that tells me that this is gonna be a 4-cell battery at 2420 milliamp hours. Alright guys, let's check this out together. For the first time, the reveal of what's in the box. Yes, and I see nothing. Yep, I am guessing that's the drone lah, obviously. Has that marker kind of smell. Yes. Man, it writes here display demo. Now I cannot sell already. DJI, just kidding, alright. This drone is heavy. It is nowhere feeling like my DIY whoop over there. Not as heavy as my DJI FPV, of course, but it has some weight, alright. It doesn't feel like a toy. Okay, I'll put this aside. We'll talk about it in a while. Let's see what else is inside the box. Battery, cable, spare props. Wrong, that one not the battery. The battery is on the drone. This is the charging hub, just for single battery charge. And of course the screwdriver, which is actually a 1.5mm hex driver, plus they also give you 4 spare screws. Okay, enough about my face and my awesome hair. Let's have a look at the drone itself. Let me just shift you down here. Right here you go, the DJI Avata, and let's have a look at all sides. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna get the battery out. Don't need this. Should be same like the DJI FPV. Just press this and yeah, pulls out, right? Guys, I just realized they did it again with this drone like they did with the Mini 3. There is no charging plug, which basically I have no power hub. I'll need to use a high power hub, which luckily I do have. Alright, looks good, looks handsome, very well built. Wow, this plastic is sturdy, man, and it looks very similar to the plastics of the Mini 3 drone. Has this kind of like anti-scratch kind of finish going on. On its own, without the battery, now it feels much more lighter. Now let's have a look at the camera. How do I take this off? Do I just luckily I didn't break anything. Yes, it just pulls off from the top. Single axis gimbal seems to have a very big lens. I think this is like an f2.8 if I'm not wrong. I was right. Guys, check these two things out, right? These are the dampers for this gimbal, which is very similar to the design of my DIY drones, where the camera gimbal is not mounted directly to the frame, to the airframe itself. What this does is having dampers, right? It prevents all the vibrations from the props, from the drone, right, to travel up to the image, right? So that the camera doesn't need to work so hard, or should I say the system, the program does not need to work so hard in order to stabilize the image. That's a nice one, DJI. Okay, let's look at the bottom side of the drone. You have your landing gears, your props are labeled, so you'll never mix up which is clockwise, counterclockwise. Now, where are my props? Okay, there you go. You have your clockwise props, and also the ones labeled with an orange dot is gonna be your counterclockwise props. And as we've seen from the earlier photos, that the drone comes with bottom sensors, which, if I'm not wrong, these are the vision sensors, meaning to say it actually sees what's underneath it to help it, especially for landing. And if I'm not wrong, these are then the infrared proximity sensors. So now, talking about the sensors, is that's all you're gonna get. There are no sensors up front, at the rear, side to side, and also by the top. So something to note is that if you're a first time pilot of this drone, definitely you'll need some training. If not, you're just gonna crash into things, because I have no idea how this drone is gonna avoid any obstacles since there are no sensors up front. But anyways, also I don't think there is a real purpose for having proximity sensors up front, because remember that this is a FPV drone and that it's gonna be flying indoors, and also close proximity. If having sensors is just gonna hinder your ability to fly this drone properly. Okay, enough about that. Let's put this drone aside and let's unbox the DJI Goggles 2. And I was just checking out the required power for the Goggles 2, and they will be taking a 7 to 9 volt input at 2 amps. So that means it shouldn't have any issue taking the same power as the DJI FPV Goggles V2. Alright, so what's in the box? Some pairing instructions here, the Goggles 2 itself, and I believe inside this box should be the motion controller. And some stuff. Okay, gonna quickly just run through what's here. Goggles plug, nice that they did it in this kind of like spring form. Battery looks the same as the DJI FPV goggles. Motion controller, not gonna talk too much about this because there's enough videos out there. It's the same one as given in the DJI FPV kit. Just in a nutshell about this motion controller is that it's meant to be a substitute to your traditional controller, where now you're gonna be handling the drone like so-called like a plane, where it's in joystick form. Kind of cool, but of course it limits the controls, where you do not have manual mode with this, only normal and sport mode if I'm not wrong. A USB dongle to convert your Type C to Type A. This was also found on the DJI FPV, where you'd want to connect this up to your goggles, and then you can connect a data USB A to Type C to your phone maybe, so that you can also have an external view. This is the head strap that comes for the Goggles 2. Nice that they did it in this form instead of having a 3 goggles band. It's a mix of canvas, and this part is smooth, and also some elastic band, but I kinda don't like that it's made this way because of velcros. You see here now, if you have everything connected to your goggles via velcros, and if the velcro gives way, alright, and you drop your goggles, you're in FPV, I tell you there is no way I am going to be able to save my drone. But then again, maybe there is a help mode, a panic button that you can press on this drone. I haven't discovered that yet. Okay, let's move along. These guys are also what I talked about. I'm guessing that these are for you to customize your own lenses. I will have to figure this out as we go along. In the last box is your goggles and also motion controller manual. Oh, also and some information about the eyeglass frames. That reminds me, I didn't see a manual. Sorry guys, missed it out. The manual is right here. There you go. So guys, here it is, the goggles 2. Strap on. Okay, a much slimmer profile compared to the DJI FPV Goggles version 1 and 2. They have gone away with having 4 antennas and instead now there are only 2, and it's very nice that it's folded away like this. The problem with the DJI FPV goggles is that with the 4 antennas sticking out, you have a hard time about packing it in. You'll have to unscrew the antennas. So having it fixed this way is nice, but at the same time also I don't see any option that I can remove it. Okay, so folded, should I say opened up, the antennas are gonna be like this. It's not fully straight. These vents are not for show, by the way. You can see through them, and I see heat sinks through the top vents here. Guys, interesting touch operation area. I'm guessing that this is a trackpad of some sort for you to navigate the controls. Interesting. Can't wait to power up these goggles and give this touchpad a go. Okay, here's the bottom view. This should be where your power plug goes in. USB Type-C for you to have an external view of whatever you're seeing. These guys, this should be your IPD adjusters. We'll come to that in a while. Over here is the headphone jack and also the micro SD card port. Now there's already a micro SD card here. Is it supposed to be included in the package as you buy it? 32 gigs. Here's your LED panel to show which frequency channel you are on, and let's have a look on the inner side of the goggles. This is your so-called screen protector. They shouldn't have called it that because it's just protecting the lens and not the actual screen. It comes off just like that, and here you have your lenses. They seem to have markings, which tells me that this could be very well to help those that are myopic like myself, and I myself, I have like a left 600 and right 800, so I can't wait to have this a go. It will be very nice to not need to wear your glasses within the goggles itself, since the goggles have a very slim profile. Guys, this is very cool. The numbers are inside, but it doesn't make sense for you to keep taking on and off the goggles to adjust these. So these knobs are actually also for you to adjust the lenses. Nice touch, DJI. And this seems to be very interesting. Is it like a thumbprint scanner or something? Or is it like to sense ambient light? Maybe it's gonna brighten or dim the lighting inside. And also there's this button here. It's a button, guys. It's not like a sensor of any sort. Okay, can't wait to explore the goggles. Oh, and of course, if the user has a more narrower profile, you can always move in closer or wider. Similar to the DJI FPV goggles, these goggles are also vented. There are vents on the inner side, and also the foam. It feels similar, but I can't wait to see what aftermarket offerings are for this, because I kind of prefer foam mesh instead of this kind of hard foam. Alright, so-called hard because it does not absorb your sweat. I do not want sweat to be starting to collect at the underside here. Alright, back to me. And oh, by the way, I missed out earlier, the micro SD card slot and also the Type-C connection port is over at the bottom side. It is slightly inaccessible, but it is very typical of Whoop drones having this kind of issues where the ports are always difficult to access. You'll probably need to remove the prop in order to have easier access. Okay, some thoughts. First impressions, this is a very handsome drone. Well built, obviously it's from DJI, well thought out too. I felt they really took the time to R&D the design for this drone because it really looks good, and it will definitely serve its job as a very well built Whoop drone. Of course, how it performs, I don't know yet. I'll have to give it a few flights, the flights it deserves, and then I'll come back and give you a full-on review about the characteristics and the performance of this drone. So click that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Alright guys, that's gonna conclude the unboxing of the DJI Avata and also the Goggles 2. Now I can't wait to pair these guys up with the DJI FPV controller so that I can unlock the manual flying of this drone. But before that, let me get your thoughts. What do you think about the DJI Avata? Are you gonna be getting one? If you are you gonna be getting the standalone drone because you're already an existing DJI FPV pilot? Or are you gonna be getting the one with the motion controller and Goggles V2? Or would you prefer prefer still the Goggles version 2. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that and wrap it up. Now, if you've liked this video, do give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, chat with me. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Pilots, as always, I'll see you in the skies. Peace.